Hello and welcome to the Play World Cup. I'm James.
And I'm Jason.
And we are bringing you live semi-final matches. We have with us industry veterans versus
Transmax.
And we are looking at game number 2 right now. And we are on Metalopolis.
That's right. And so right now, well, we've got some pleasantries going on between Singularity and Disky. And right now we are looking at Disky, indeed, who is playing for industry veterans. He is spawned as the red Zerg at the bottom of the map. His opponent will be Singularity, who will be playing for Transmax. And he is also spawned as a Zerg, but he is a delightful teal colour.
I like teal. It's a classy colour.
It is.
It's the colour of, you know, the upper class.
Like cornflower blue.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then again, you've got your red, which is, you know, your classic power colour.
Yep.
You know, if you're going to wear a body... What do you call those things? Like a power suit? Business power suit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, you definitely want that to be all red.
Yep.
Not even just a red tie, but you want red jacket, red pants, red tie, red shirt.
Red socks.
Red socks. Red contacts.
Red hair.
Yeah, you really want to go for the full Ronald McDonald, as I call it.
Yep. And you'd sit out in the sun for at least 48 hours beforehand, so you're lobster red in the skin.
You're a nice crispy red. I mean, that is really, like, who's going to say no to you after that?
Yeah, that is power.
Or better still, like, if you don't have all the clothes and, you know, the time to get sunburnt and, you know, the hair dye and the contacts, you could just, like, sort of get a big bucket of paint and just sort of, you know, just roll around in it before you go to this power meeting.
That would work.
And go completely naked.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to be rolling around in our suit and shirt and socks.
But you don't have the clothes.
Sure everything was red.
Oh, you mean dyeing it?
Yeah, and that was what the paint's for.
Oh, I think Singularity just lost a drone, by the way.
Yeah, Disky decided to gang up on that poor little drone.
Ah, that is not nice. That is not nice for anyone. Well, we're seeing both players play relatively conservatively here. Like, normally, Zerg vs. Zerg on the ladder can devolve into who can get a 6-pool first.
Yep.
But, yeah, this has been relatively smooth and delightful, I have to say.
And very similar build, too. Like, if you open the production tab, at the moment, they've both got the exact same things pumping out at the moment.
Yeah, you are right. That metabolic boost, both on the way. Queens, both on the way. Only really a couple of seconds apart.
Yeah, and both of them only have one drone left on gas. So once they had that 100 gas for the metabolic boost, they've pulled 2 off gas. But yeah, so it's all looking very similar at the moment.
One thing I can see here that's a little divergent is that Disky has actually gone for a earlier Baneling nest.
Yeah, and Singularity has just dropped down a hatchery. And Disky's Zergling's going to get in that base. They're going to scout that. They're going to get in and do a complete scout. See that there's only one drone back on that gas. And there's no Baneling nest, no Roach Warren, nothing of the sorts in there. So he's got a pretty good idea now of what Singularity's up to.
And then as they make their exit, they're going to see that extra hatch as well. So they're going to know that he's going for the expansion. So with the Baneling nest in play, the metabolic boost complete, and a whole stack of Zerglings now in the field, Disky looks in a really commanding position.
Yeah, and he's also dropping that hatchery, yeah, but a bunch of speedlings now on the field for him. Singularity has started that Baneling nest, not quite 50% complete yet, but these Zerglings are going to hit pretty hard, I think. Although if they can... Singularity now with enough Zerglings to defend this, plus his Queen, if he can engage this on the ramp, he will do more than fine.
Singularity just lost an Overlord as well. He was getting his Overlord worked away down the bottom by Disky, so he was temporarily supply blocked there as well. So I thought he might have had a bit of a problem if that attack happened at the exact same moment as that Overlord dying. But no, it looks like Disky's just going to morph in a couple of Banelings, just 3 Banelings here. But we're
3 Banelings could easily take out that bag of Zerglings, although they are not in that base anymore.
No, they are away. They are at the gold, and they seem to be doing the exact same thing. So, very, very interesting. It looks like this Queen is going to go down. We've lost 1 Baneling, still 2 on the field, though. that spine is actually not going to, just going to ignore that completely and run straight up into the main. Those two banelings now going to have free run over these drones, and oh, there was about 5 or 6 drones there that just copped it big time.
Workers 7, so he lost, Singularity losing 7 workers there, reducing him to 6. And following that, Disky has pumped out a bunch of drones. We are now looking at 27 drones to 6 drones. So
Jeez.
Disky definitely is going to be taking an economic lead, but he did lose his entire army in that push. So now we see Singularity with the Zerglings and Banelings marching on down into Disky's base.
And this is the classic Zerg versus Zerg weird back and forward. A couple of Banelings trying to get morphed in here, but it's just a little bit too late. Although Singularity is going to have to be careful he doesn't run into those. They're going to start working their way toward him. He's a little bit faster than that. Loses 1. Oh, actually loses 2.
Taking out that second Baneling at least did take out a few Zerglings, but there are still a lot of Zerglings in this base. Drones being pulled to defend.
Even attacking the Vespene Geyser. What did the Vespene Geyser ever do? And this natural is going to go down as well. That is not going to hang around. It's just a little bit too late. So that falls.
No, it is going down. Yeah. For a minute I thought it was going to stay up, but no, it is down. But Disky still is in front. Still 17 drones to 8. So he's now got a few Zerglings up. If he can make maybe... He has got some Banes sitting up in his main. So he might have enough to defend this push from Singularity.
It looks like Singularity really wants to capitalize as well. Like, I just had a glance up to his base. He's got a few more lings on the way. They're streaming in more reinforcements. So it looks like... I don't know. Maybe he's going to try and go for the kill here, though. I don't know if that's going to work with these Banelings in the back of that mineral line.
It is all going to depend on those Banelings getting hit. Oh, a few coming off. They're actually taking a good number out. It's now 17 Zerglings to 12, plus those 2 Banelings. So these 2 Banelings are definitely going to be very vital for Disky to survive this.
Absolutely. It looks like both players at this time are just going to back off a little bit, just chill out. Drone count update. Singularity 13 plays Disky's 21. So Disky definitely with the advantage, the drone advantage, though Singularity does have a second base, which Disky lost, and he's going to have to rebuild now.
Yeah, so Singularity is going to be able to pump out those drones and all units a little bit faster than Disky. He's already now back up to, it's now 22 apiece for those drones, so looks like we'll see both of them now droning up after, both of them had very successful aggressive openings, but neither one was able to completely eliminate the other player.
And I think Singularity there, just dropping the ZVZ into chat, I think he knows as well as any Zerg player how crazy, crazy a ride this can be.
Yep, doesn't make sense.
No, it's just insanity all over the place. And a couple of Baneling hits there as well. Only a handful of Zerglings make it into the main.
Might get another full scout of that base, which is really handy for Disky.
Did get to see everything that was there, and precautionary pull-off of the drones there from Singularity.
Yeah, he's got 5 drones there who were so close to being dead, but just able to survive in his expansion there.
A few more precautionary spines going up as well there. And it looks like Disky's his natural expansion is now complete, so he's going to be on 2 bases very shortly. So at the moment, I mean, supply is dead level.
Yeah.
I think Singularity has a bit of an advantage in terms of defenses at the moment with those 2 other spines going up.
Yep.
So Singularity getting the scout here on the natural with his Overlord. That's one thing in Zerg vs Zerg you can be pretty confident with. As long as your opponent doesn't have queens, which it doesn't look like.
Disky's about to pop a queen out, so this Overlord's life is going to be very short-lived.
Okay, yep. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, Singularity. There's a bit of deja vu from earlier in the match, actually. He lost an Overlord down this way.
Same thing.
Disky
but
here
we
as
also
well.
see Disky's got his lair is up, whereas Singularity's still on, double hatch. So
oh, you're right. Yeah, I missed that completely.
Advanced tech maybe coming from Disky. Nothing yet. He's got his Roach Warren, but no hive or infestation pit yet.
Singularity temporarily supply blocked there as well once that Overlord died, but now back up to 51 over 52. So Disky actually has the supply advantage at the moment. 59 plays 59 over 76. So slight advantage there. Tech advantage definitely. Has he taken advantage of that tech advantage in any way? Advantage of the advantage.
I'll play that advantage. No, not yet. Doesn't look like he's made a decision as to which way he wants to go. Because, do you want to go mutas, try and take that air control, or do you want to go for the infestors? It's a big decision.
Oh, a lot of banelings in the base here as well, trying to get hits on the drones.
Wow.
Oh, massive hit there.
Banelings taking out banelings.
Yeah.
More banelings.
3 more playing one. Oh, that was a huge hit as well. Just 3 getting absolutely decimated by a single baneling. So Disky, I think, came out of that really, really well.
Yeah, defended that well. Although we look at the units lost, and there's only 500 minerals between it. Disky has lost 500 minerals more, but in the grand scheme of things, 500 minerals not too much.
No.
So yeah, it's still all looking very even. Only 2. Nope. Now their harvesters are exactly the same. So
yep, 36 plays 36.
Singularity grabbing that 3rd base. So hopefully Disky will also grab his 3rd very shortly, just to keep this game on such even footing.
Well, it looks like Disky is also getting an overseer here, so I think he's going to try and get a bit of a scout out. Although I guess, yeah, I'm not really sure what he's going to be using that for at this stage. What do you reckon about that?
I wonder if he's leaving it in his base. It could be for defensive purposes. So Disky has dropped his own infestation pit, which is almost complete. So I wonder if he's just got that here, in case of infestor hit squad. Because yeah, the only reason I think, or borrowed roaches, I suppose he's keeping it in his base for defense.
Okay, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that one and see what happens. But in the meantime, he has got his 3rd on the way. Though Singularity has actually scouted that and is now morphing in a baneling in that 3rd.
Lone baneling.
Yeah. Although Disky's roaches now have found that and are working that away, I think that's actually going to die just before it evolves. Never had a chance to live. A baneling only wants to die, but not like this. Not like this.
Not like this.
There's no honor in that.
Not at all. And yes, okay, so Disky does see that there is a 3rd up there. Was he working down that extractor? I'm assuming he was, because it's bleeding a tiny little bit.
Yes,
Singularity's 3rd.
You're right.
Okay, so we've got both Zergs up on 3 bases. Both players know that they're on 3 bases. Now it's all going to depend on what tech they go, and we do actually see Singularity's infestation pit has just finished, so both have decided to go the infestor path. So I assume we'll be seeing a heavy roach infestor play from both players.
Is it just me, or are these bases like totally crazy? There are just buildings and walls and lings, and it's like so Zergy right now.
There's just units, like a mix of units everywhere.
Yeah, it's just everything everywhere all the time.
Yep. And I don't know whether we mentioned at the start, this is only game 2, so it's not like this is game 5, pressure, do or die sort of thing. It's just an epic second match.
Yeah, it really was.
Series.
This is an absolute cracker at the moment. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, Spine's coming up in Singularity's 3rd, so just preparing for those roaches who did decide to pull out at the last minute.
We're seeing as Singularity is also just about to finish his what do you call it? The infestor upgrade.
Pathogen glands.
Pathogen glands. There you go. That's the one. So infestor's now on the way as well. So as well as tunneling claws and +2 missile upgrades and burrow at the same time. So I think Singularity is definitely thinking at this stage he wants to try and transition into roach infestor with burrowed roaches. But at the same time, it looks like there are infestors for Disky as well. So
yeah, I think they're both going the same play at the moment.
Very
Singularity's
similar.
upgrades are just a touch in front of Disky's. Disky is 1 attack is almost finished, but for Singularity, his 2 attack is almost finished, so upgrade advantage definitely going to Singularity.
And both players just trying to feel each other out at this stage, I think. Like a few scouts going out here now from Disky at the Zelnaga Tower, just trying to get a bit of a read on what's going on exactly. Disky is using those overlords to kind of make sure that there's no funny business on the right-hand side of the map, make sure that there's no bases he's not aware of. He's actually just thrown down a changeling as well, and now he's going to try and move that into Singularity's base. So
that
yeah,
changeling has got a long way to walk.
that's right, it really does. Overlord moving into Singularity's third now, so Disky scouting out that third, trying to get a run of what's going to happen there and what he can do, but there are 4 spines down at that third, so that's pretty well defended at this stage.
Yeah, especially with that army there backing it up. So now Singularity moving out. What's he gonna... Oh, he wants to kill that Overlord.
Yeah.
Throwing down a fungal on it and some infested Terrans to kill it.
Just a handful of them.
Yeah, Singularity's going to start removing map control from Disky by the looks of it. Doesn't want him to know what's going on.
So he can see that changeling now. That changeling is sitting square in the middle of his army. He can see all those infestors, banelings, roaches. He can see the roaches have tunneling claws as well. So that changeling has more than paid for itself right now.
Definitely.
It's given him a great read on what's going on.
Just needs that changeling to start following that army, just so he can keep tabs on its position and exactly what it's made up of.
Yep, it looks like Disky's also just plopped down his 4th. Singularity's Spire is now about to finish as well, and he's also got a Hydralisk Den on the way. So
we're just seeing every manner of tech go down at the moment for these players.
Yeah, both just... I mean, armies are getting huge as well. Like, Disky is nearly maxed out here. Is at 184. Singularity 169. So big armies, mostly roach infested. But I think both players are trying to think, like, once this inevitable big engagement happens, what comes next?
And Singularity has these 2 burrowed infestors sitting outside of Disky's base, and he sees that whole army move out, so he knows the army's on the way, and he's also going to take this upon himself to, I think, maybe sneak up behind one of these bases and drop a whole bunch of infested Terrans.
Yeah, what is he going to do? But look at Mr. Little Overseer here. Has really just come in handy.
Oh wow, got him 1 and 2. 2 kills, but they did manage to at least spawn some infested Terrans. But yeah, this random Overseer in the back of Disky's base has definitely paid for himself there.
Paid massive dividends. In the meantime, though, we've got the army now moving out of Disky. Singularity's meeting him on the ramp. So it looks like we're going to have to... Oh, that 4th gets taken out. No cancel on that 4th as well. Down go the Fungals. There are an absolute ton of Fungals being dropped at the moment. Looks like the Mutalisks are now flying in as well.
Definitely need to get some fungal growths on those Mutalisks because there is nothing else in the army that's going to be able to take those things down. We see infested Terrans going, a lot of infested Terrans going down for Disky, using all of his energy on that. So that definitely tipping the army in Disky's favour in that battle. So Singularity having to pull out where I think he was in the lead there in terms of actual units, but now with all those infested Terrans, he can't afford to engage that until their energy goes down and they deplete.
Yeah, no, best tactic with the infested Terrans is just to run away and wait for them to die.
Yep.
And it looks like that's what he's done, and now it looks like he has just slight advantage here, so Disky is going to try and run back to base, but those Zerglings and... Oh, looks like he might engage here. He might actually turn and engage, which is going to be a little bit unfortunate. He's going to lose all of those units, but there are more reinforcements on the way, an absolute stack of roaches. But
needs something to deal with those Mutalisks. Even though it's only 8, they've got free control of the skies at the moment. So just dealing so much damage to these roaches as they walk past.
And those roaches, it looks like there was a bit of a misrally there because they just walked and got dealt an absolute ton of damage before they even turned to engage.
Yep. So now we see the supply is favouring Singularity now, up almost just over 40 supply now, but the base lead does go to Disky with his 4th up and running, whereas he was able to at least take out Singularity's 4th.
That's right, and now it looks like Singularity is moving to Roach Hydra mix now. What is going to be Disky's response to this? At the moment, it looks like he's going to try and stream some Zerglings in. We're also seeing more burrowed roaches now attacking that fourth, so doing quite a bit of damage there. But this run by into the natural as well, things happening all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, that's a huge run by, but there's a lot of spine crawlers there. Singularity's roaches are having free reign on this fourth base, so I think that fourth base might go down, but yeah, Disky doing a lot of damage with these Zerglings.
Yeah, those Zerglings now targeting the hive, but that's not going to be enough. And it looks like these roaches are going to have just free reign. This fourth base may actually fall if Disky doesn't do something right away. Is he going to be able to get there in time? Roaches coming up, but no, not quite quick enough. Those roaches even burrowing to save themselves as well once they've destroyed that fourth. So really unfortunate there from Disky.
Yeah, Disky wants his Overseer over here now so he can kill these roaches off, but they're just going to sit there burrowed and invisible.
Yep, and in the meantime, it looks like Singularity is moving an absolute ton of forces down now to secure his fourth. He sort of skipped a base almost on this.
Yeah, I think he was trying to take like a sneaky base up there, but Disky spotted it with that Overseer. So he's moved all of his army up there, but yeah, no force on the way yet for Disky to that base.
Talking about upgrades as well, it looks like Singularity has just a slight edge on the upgrades, +3 missiles about to complete for him, whereas Disky has still got quite a while to go on that one. He's got about 170 seconds left on that, so if he engages with that difference, that's going to prove to be a bit tricky for him to handle, especially with Singularity's superior numbers at the moment. So the time is now. If Singularity wants to wrap this match up, he could attack. He's got the army, he's got the numbers, those Hydralisks are in the mix now as well. He's got Infestors, got everything.
Yeah, Disky's starting to get his own Mutalisks as well. He might even have more out. No, we've got 11 versus 12 Mutalisks, so Mutalisk count pretty much even, and with those Infestors for Singularity, we've got fungal growths actually being dropped all over the shop here. I can't even tell which units are fungal and which aren't. But it looks like, yeah, Singularity's upgrades and superior numbers here are going to prove the difference in that engagement. Still with a decent amount of army left, and now moving into Disky's third, and Disky doesn't look like he has much left to defend this.
No, I just don't think he has that combo of the air, of the Mutas, the Hydras, the Infestors did an absolute ton of damage as well there. It looks like we've got GGs from both. So really interesting match. Those army compositions were they were crazy. They were awesome.
Yeah, and crazy back and forth at the start as well. Both players had an advantage at different stages in that first, 8 minutes of the game, and both managed to stabilize as well and take it all the way to the end game. So, yeah, it was really good to watch.
That's right. So Singularity taking this one out, and in the end, so spoiler, but oh my God, what's the name of the team?